Hey y'all, hi. Today we are talking about the top 3 categories of things wasting space in your closet. Hopefully this video can motivate or reframe a seasonal declutter or like a weeding out of what you have in your closet during a seasonal wardrobe changeover. If you're new, I hope you like this. I hope you subscribe. I'll also link my book at the top of the description box below and my Patreon page. If you have ever been watching me on YouTube and thought to yourself, wow, I would really like to pay less than 25 cents every week to listen to this woman and her mysterious husband talk about everything and nothing for an hour, you can do that. We started a podcast. It's weekly and you can subscribe for as little as $1 a month. So check out those links and let's get into the meat of the video. Okay, the first category of items that are wasting space in your closet, it's stuff that is way past its prime, like way past, but its presence is keeping you from replacing it. Socks, bras, and underwear are major culprits of this. If you have like a mix of really old ones that are no longer sufficient for their purpose and fairly new ones, which are the ones that you've bought here and there along the way to kind of try to have some that aren't wrecked. If you have that mix, the volume of the old ones that are mixed in, they like make you feel a false sense of abundance. Bras that don't fit anymore are no longer supportive. Underwear that is completely like saggy, falling apart, has holes in it. If you keep it around, you'll end up wearing it. I also think that old pieces of fast fashion can function this way for some people. You know, like badly made clothes that you're just hanging on to because they're familiar and maybe a piece has like one quality that you like about it, but overall it looks bad. It's like if you took everything that fits that definition out of your wardrobe, how much room would you then have? Just breathing room and bandwidth and capacity overall for working towards a better version of your personal style. Of course, it's not that simple because not all of us can afford to just replace everything that's not nice all at once. But if you never remove tattered things, then it's almost like you never have the license or the motivation to replace it. So one way to toe that line is to remove everything that's just blah, everything that's taking up space and preventing improvement, and just put it somewhere else in the closet. So put it in a box at the bottom of the closet or put it in a bottom drawer away from the place that other things in its same category are usually stored. And then you can kind of pretend to be without it and see what you miss and see what you reach for first or what you dig out of that box first, like what you need. Then you know you still have a bra when you need it, but you give yourself clarity. You give yourself the room to even have a vision that you might not be able to have if your space was all clogged up. I recently went through this exact same thing with pajamas. I had this like uncomfortably overstuffed drawer of bulky pajamas that I didn't really like. Most of them were kind of like carried over from a past life. I wasn't wearing them anymore. A lot of them were really worn out and ill-fitting in one way or another. And in the summer, they were all there, but I just wanted to sleep in like tank tops and the couple of pairs of ribbed boxer shorts, like sleep shorts that I had. And I didn't have enough of the stuff that I liked to sleep in. So, I'd go through it in like 2 days. But I always just felt like I have so many pajamas. I can't buy more pajamas. And then every time I opened that drawer, I was like, ugh. And I always felt like I didn't have anything to sleep in. So one day I got fed up and I just took it all out and put it on the bed. And then I started going through it and one by one putting the things that I really love to wear back into the drawer. And it was like 2 things. Like I had not realized how much that entire drawer was just stuff wasting space. And when I put the 2 things that I liked in there, I suddenly had a vision of like 5 or 6 sets of what I really love in that drawer and only that in that drawer. And that vision was very motivating. And I was like, okay, let's make it happen. Luckily, in this case, I found exactly what I wanted at Quince for an amazing price. And I was able to kind of get it all at once because they come in 3 packs. So I just bit the bullet and did it. And it simplified my life so much. I'm comfortable every night. I look cute every night. They're all the same color, so they all match. And if I hadn't had that moment of frustration and just taken out all of the stuff that was wasting space, then I wouldn't have realized what I needed to do. So that was just me problem solving as a regular Quince customer. But this video is sponsored by Quince, which I love because I'm such a genuine fan. And I often find what I'm looking for there, even when I'm not working with them on a video. scenario. Quince has a factory direct model that reduces margins and overhead costs, and that's what keeps their prices so low. But they also have a commitment to design details and luxurious materials. And that's why I often check there first when I'm looking for something practical, but I want a high quality version of it, like the pajamas. And because the holidays are approaching, I want to take a moment to recommend Quince as a really, really good place to find gifts. There are a lot of pieces at Quince that strike that balance of ideal gift giving, like a nicer version of something than someone might buy for themselves, but at a price that makes it work for you, the gift giver. I recently gave my husband this suede bomber and this yak wool hoodie for his birthday, and they are both just so good. Joe loves the yak wool knitwear at Quince. He has the crew neck from last year. He just started wearing it again because the weather got cold, and it looks good as new. Like, it held up beautifully through several washes all of last winter. And the bomber jacket, the suede bomber, it's $250. That's an expensive gift, yes, but not an expensive leather jacket. It looks like it cost 3 times that much. So I will link my personal top picks from Quince down below. I have vast experience with Quince. I really know what the good stuff is. I am consistently impressed by the quality, especially the bedding. This unbelievable coverlet set. Look at this. This was sold out forever and it's now back in stock. I'm so excited to have gotten it. And I'm thinking about getting another one for my toddler, like a twin size. And gosh, I know I've said it before, but the leather goods amaze me. Just this season, they dropped a new silhouette of a leather jacket. It's like a perfect oversized bomber. I was seeing this same silhouette everywhere in New York when I was up there a lot this fall to work on my collaboration with Salt New York. And Quince just absolutely nailed it with their iteration of this. Anyway, I love finding these gems at Quince. So I'll put links down below and any sizing information that I can think of for guidance. Okay, category number 2 of the things that are wasting space in your closet. Listen to me, the clothes and accessories, I guess. The stuff, the items, everything that you will wear again, but are not wearing now. If you're not wearing it right now, what are you doing to yourself having it in your face every day? How can we live like this? That's how I've come to feel about it. Box it up and store it in some way. Even if you don't have a lot of space, just box it up and put it out of your line of sight every day. Give yourself the gift of a capsule wardrobe culled from your larger wardrobe. This may be the number one greatest thing that I've done for myself in terms of a reframe of the way that I store and interact with my clothes over the past couple of years. And it's not always seasonal stuff or stuff that's not fitting me right now because my weight fluctuates, although all of those are really good reasons for putting something in storage for a while. And those are often the main reasons, but it's not just that. Sometimes I have a box and I just start putting stuff in. It's I don't feel like it right now. Don't want to declutter it. Will probably wear it again. I'm just not vibing with it right now. And I don't want it in my face. Sometimes I will fill an entire box with stuff that fits that definition for literally no good reason, just because I feel like it. Close up that box and just put it in the back corner of the closet in which my clothes are hanging. I just put it there and I remember that it's there. And then maybe a month later, 2 months later, I open it up and I'm like, oh yeah, these pants. And then I wear them. It makes the biggest difference in the world to keep giving yourself that sense of freshness, out of sight, out of mind, and then bring it back, rotating things out. Kind of forgive me for a moment, brief digression, but you know that there's the Montessori parenting advice that you should rotate out the toys. I can't believe that I'm using this, but it's actually a really great example. When all kids' toys are out all the time and they're staring them in the face all the time, it's they're overwhelmed and they sort of become inured to the possibilities, are kind of numb, and then they get bored even though they have so many toys. If you put almost all of the toys away and you just have 6 toys out all the time for a week or 2, they play with those 6 and then you switch them out for 6 other toys and they're like, oh my gosh, these new toys, I'm so excited to play with them. And they play more with their toys and they're more creative with their toys. We're all just toddlers. This is what I'm trying to say to you. If it's not fresh to you right now, if you don't feel like wearing it right now, if you're not reaching for it, if you're not inspired by it, if it doesn't fit right now, if it's not seasonal, get it out of your face. And there's a subtler way to do this. That's an organization thing that I've also done recently and absolutely loved. Half of my wardrobe right now, like the hanging bar of my wardrobe, is stuff that I wear really frequently, like normal daily clothes, things that I'm happy to wear on any given day. And the other half of my wardrobe is stuff that I am wearing right now that I do like right now, but that is just less frequently appropriate for any given day. So fancier stuff, slightly more polished stuff, and I just keep them physically separate instead of putting all pants together, all shirts together, all jackets together, because, and I said this in a recent video, and a lot of you echoed it in the comments, and you were like mind blown. So I'm bringing it up again. In the old system, every time I wanted a pair of pants, I had to go through every single pair of pants that I have, including the pants that I would absolutely never wear on a daily basis because they're too fancy, or like the pants for tango, or like, it's just like, why was I putting myself through that? It's so much better to go through a bunch of clothes where the pants and the shirts are all mixed together, but they're all garments that I feasibly might wear today, than to have all the pants together in a giant block of pants that makes me feel overwhelmed and like I don't have anything to wear. The stuff that you are not wear, that you probably won't wear, I'm just going to say it. I know I've been very aggressive. I feel passionate about this. Okay. I'm going to reframe it and say it one more time. The stuff that you are not likely to wear this week, or we could be generous and say this month, anything that if you hold it up and you say to yourself, am I going to wear this sometime within the next 3 weeks? If the answer is no, just put it away. You don't have to declutter it, but just temporarily put it away, and it could potentially change your life. The drama, Hannah. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Ooh, and this is kind of I feel like that was the big one, but this is a big one. The third vast category of items that are wasting space in your closet is this: stuff that is laden with emotional baggage. This is an umbrella category that represents a lot. It could be laden with emotional baggage because it was expensive and you never wear it and you regret buying it. It was a gift, but you don't like it. It reminds you of your past self. It doesn't fit right now because your body fluctuates, as all bodies do, almost, as the vast majority of bodies do. Right? But it could be laden with emotional baggage because of that. It makes you anxious and you're not sure why, and you just can't decide what to do with it. You don't have to know why it's laden with emotional baggage, but you will know if it is, especially if you go through your wardrobe with this lens, kind of asking yourself this about each garment. Everything that's laden with emotional baggage, this is my radical advice to you. Get it all out. Get it all out. I know, that's a very challenging task. And here is my guidance. Get it all out with these pieces of guidance. One, and we kind of just talked about this. This is like a more specific version of what we just talked about. One, you can store things if you don't have the bandwidth right now to decide whether or not it's time to let them go. You can have a decide later box. And I would say that's a separate box from the aforementioned not putting up with it today box, the box where you were like, I know that I'm going to wear this again, but I just am not vibing with it right now. This is a separate box. This is like, I need to decide if I'm going to declutter this, but I can't decide today. You can have a whole box of that. And that counts as getting it out of your closet. You can archive beloved pieces that you aren't wearing right now, probably won't ever wear again, but you don't want to let them go because they have good memories attached to them. It's okay to store them. You don't have to sell them, and you also don't have to keep them hanging in your closet, because sometimes those things you don't want to sell them or get rid of them because they have good memories attached, but you know that you're not going to wear them again. Sometimes there's a negative emotional baggage connected to seeing it hanging there in your closet, even though the reason that you are hanging on to it is because you have good memories. You know, it's like keeping it because of the good memories can cause bad feelings if you're trying to whittle down your closet to the things that you always wear. So having an archive of your clothes, like an edited archive, can solve that problem. You can do a really good deed by donating high quality, lightly worn or unworn clothing to a shelter. People knocked down by life who are trying to get back on their feet need clothes like that. With your expensive regrets, those kinds of things, you don't necessarily have to recoup the investment, like do all of the labor required to recoup the investment, or hang on to it and feel bad every time you look at it. You can pay it forward and turn your folly into a wonderful gift. In fact, stop the video, pause the video right now, do a search, find a shelter near you that is accepting donations of unworn or lightly worn, like work appropriate clothing especially. And once you have a clear sense of what is needed, like what's being requested right now, start making a box to take to them. I think that just having the awareness of that need and like the specific description of what is needed and why, it can help you release the weight of the anxiety about what the right thing is to do with those clothes and really, really clear a path for you. If you yourself really do need to recoup the investment, then you can start making a box of things to consign or otherwise sell. And this, it is labor intensive, right? But it can be worth it. What I recommend is set aside a day, like a day on your schedule on which you are going to do the deed, like all of the consigning and listing and everything that you need to do. And then put that day on your calendar in the future and work towards it. That is the thing that can actually help it happen and again, help you have clarity about individual items as the deadline approaches. And lastly, how can I say this? It's okay to make the wrong choice. If you have something in your closet that's laden with emotional baggage and you get rid of it, you might make money, you might not, you might take a loss, you might recoup the investment, you might have, if you hadn't gotten rid of it, you might have eventually started wearing it again and learned to love it and then been glad that you didn't declutter it. And you might never find that out if you get rid of it. That's okay. It's okay. It's okay not to know. It's okay not to be sure. If it's in your closet making you feel bad now, it is bad. And that is less than you deserve. If you make the move, like if you take action and you get it out of your closet somehow, even if you make a slightly subpar choice when you do that, like in terms of how you do that, it's still net positive, right? You still got it out. It's like a way of taking care of yourself. You still took steps to take care of yourself and you allowed yourself to let go of the need to know, the need to be absolutely sure, the need for total control. That's the best way that I can put it. That last bit of guidance helps me a lot when I'm going through this and hopefully will help you too. Those are my top 3 categories of items that are wasting space in your closet. I really want getting dressed to feel good. This is what I think about a lot. For some of us, even those of us who love clothes and love getting dressed, there are these barriers to it feeling really good, to it having that sort of clear sense of joy, to it really being a moment of self-care in the day. And I was thinking about that a lot when I put together this video. I hope it helps you. I hope it helps set you up for a cozy fall. I really appreciate you spending this time with me. And don't forget to take extra good care of yourself so that you can be the most effective version of yourself as you do your work.